Let me tell you a secret. Sometimes the people closest to you don't actually love you, they simply love using you. And the day you stop giving, that's the day their true face appears. My name is Pearl, Auntie Pearl, as many call me. All my life, I never wanted luxury, fame, or anything grand. All I ever wanted was peace. Just simple peace, in my little home. But peace is a strange thing, isn't it? The moment you finally get it, someone always seems to come along to destroy it. I remember it so clearly. It was a Tuesday afternoon. The sun was streaming through my window, and I was sipping my favorite chamomile tea. Life felt calm. Then, a knock at the door. It was my nephew's wife, Lena. Her eyes were red, and she looked exhausted. Auntie Pearl, she said, her voice trembling, I need a place to stay, just for a week. Things are complicated at home. My heart went out to her. How could I say no? So I told her, come in, child. My home is your home. I made her some tea, and we sat in comfortable silence. I truly believed I was doing a good thing, but I didn't know then that this 1 week would turn into the biggest, most painful lesson of my life. At first, things were wonderful. Lena was a whirlwind of energy. She cooked for me, cleaned the kitchen until it sparkled, and even organized my cluttered bookshelves. I felt a wave of gratitude. Auntie, you're getting older, she'd say with a warm smile. Why should you manage everything alone? Let me handle things. It felt like a blessing. I thought, maybe this is nice, having someone else around. But slowly, subtly, something began to change. The help started to feel less like help and more like a takeover. She started moving things around without asking. First, it was small things. A stack of magazines here, a photo frame there. I didn't think much of it. But then, she rearranged my entire living room. She threw away my old, comfortable cushions, the ones I'd had for years, and replaced them with stiff, modern ones. She even took down the floral curtains my late husband had picked out with me. One evening, I noticed my favorite ceramic vase was gone from the mantelpiece. It was a gift from my best friend, and I cherished it. Lena, I asked, trying to keep my voice light, have you seen my vase? She barely looked up from her phone. Oh, that old thing, she said, rolling her eyes. It looked so dated. I put it in the storage room. I'm just trying to modernize this place a bit, Auntie. You should be thanking me. Modernize? This wasn't a hotel. This was my home. Every old thing had a memory attached to it. But Lena, she was just getting started. The real shock came when I overheard her on the phone in the garden. She was talking to one of her friends, and her voice was filled with this fake, dramatic pity. Oh, it's so much work, she sighed. I have to take care of Auntie Pearl all day. She's getting so frail, so forgetful. She can't manage on her own anymore. My blood ran cold. Frail? Forgetful? I was perfectly capable. I managed my own finances, tended to my garden, and went for a walk every single day. I was shocked, but I quickly understood her game. Lena wanted people to believe I was dependent on her. She was crafting a narrative where she was the selfless caregiver and I was the helpless old lady. And why? So she could take control, not just of my house, but of my life. The small invasions of my space became bolder. One day, I walked into my bedroom to find her going through my personal desk drawers. That was a line, a sacred line. Lena, what are you doing? I asked, my voice sharper than I intended. She didn't even flinch. She just held up a bank statement and smirked. I'm just helping you organize. You forget things so easily these days, Auntie. I thought I'd make sure all your bills are paid. That was the moment. The final piece of the puzzle clicked into place. The helpful niece-in-law, the concerned caregiver. It was all an act. This girl didn't need shelter. She needed power. She saw my kindness as weakness, my home as her territory to conquer. I stood taller. My voice came out firm, clear, and without a single tremor. Lena, that drawer is private. Get out of my room. For the first time, her mask of sweetness slipped. Her face hardened, her eyes narrowed. Auntie, I live here to now. She snapped back. I have a right to know what's going on in this house. I'm practically running it. That was it. My heart, which had been so patient, so kind, so gentle for months, it snapped. It wasn't a loud break, but a quiet, decisive one. I finally understood that kindness without boundaries isn't kindness at all. It's permission for abuse. I had given her permission to disrespect me, my home, and my life. And that night, I decided to take that permission back. I didn't sleep much. I lay awake, not with anger, but with a strange sense of clarity. The next morning, I woke before the sun. I went into the kitchen, the same kitchen she had claimed as her own, and I started to cook. I made her favorite breakfast, a fluffy cheese omelet with a side of toast, just the way she liked it. I set the table beautifully, with my best placemat and a fresh flower from my garden in a small vase. When she walked in, yawning and stretching as if she owned my home, she smiled. She saw the breakfast and her smile widened. She probably thought I was apologizing for our argument the day before. She sat down, ready to eat. I sat opposite her, folded my hands on the table, and said calmly, "Lena, eat well. Enjoy your breakfast." She looked at me a little confused by my tone. I took a deep breath and continued, "Because after breakfast, you're leaving." Her fork clattered onto the plate. "What?" she sputtered. "You're joking, right? You can't just throw me out." My voice remained very calm, very steady. "I'm not throwing you out. I'm asking you to leave. You came for a week. It's been 3 months. In that time, you have disrespected my home, my belongings, and my privacy. You have tried to take away my independence and my dignity. Not anymore. The week is over. In fact, many weeks are over. It's time for you to go." Panic flashed in her eyes, quickly replaced by fury. "You can't do this. I'll tell the whole family how you mistreated me. I'll tell them you were cruel and ungrateful after everything I've done for you." I looked her straight in the eye, and for the first time in months, I felt no fear, only a deep, unshakable peace. "Lena," I said softly, "tell whoever you want. I have my truth, and unlike you, my truth doesn't need decoration to look real." She saw that she had lost. There were no more cards to play. An hour later, her bags were packed, and my front door closed behind her. The silence that filled my home was the most beautiful sound I had ever heard. It wasn't an empty silence. It was a full silence, full of peace, full of respect, full of me. That day, I learned something powerful. You don't lose people when you set boundaries. You lose the people who were benefiting from you having none. You lose people who wanted to use you. The real ones, the ones who truly love and respect you, will stay. They will celebrate your boundaries. If there is someone in your life who is constantly crossing your lines, making you feel small in your own home, in your own life, please, find the courage to speak up. Your peace is not a luxury. It is a necessity. You deserve respect. You deserve to feel safe. And most importantly, you deserve a home where your heart can finally, truly breathe. Thank you for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, please share it. You never know who might need to hear it today.